Hi, actor friends. This is Michael Kostroff. I don't know if this week's message really has a message or a lesson or anything in it. I think it's more, I just wanted to share something funny with you and see if you relate. Um, so I had a job recently. Woohoo! I was on location for 10 days. I worked on 3 of those days. I spoke on one of those days because and they were all very short days. It was so odd. And happy to be working, but it was what I call patient of the week, right? Um, so I had one scene dialogue that was one day, and the other days, one day I was lying on a hospital operating table with fake guts out. They operated on me with my eyes closed, so that was like just kind of like taking a nap, and that was an acting job that day, but it didn't feel like one. And the other one, I don't want to go into too much detail because it's gross and also I can't disclose anything, but I will tell you that I had a fitting for a fake tongue because part of what was wrong with me manifested on the tongue. I had a fitting. That was part of my job was to go get a tongue fitting. And then that day on set was all about figuring out whether I could, like we had to do some retakes because the fake tongue would be crooked, and they'd like, can we straighten out the tongue? Can it come out more? It was like this is nothing like what I learned in acting class. Like just trying to figure out how to make the fake tongue do what it was supposed to do, and uh, and reveal it, and yeah, I don't want to describe what happens. It's gross, but I told my wife don't watch that episode. But it was silent. It was without sound. MOS. Do you know that term? It's a great film term. MOS means without no dialogue is recorded, but it comes from a German director, so it's without sound. MOS. Anyway, that was an MOS day, and it occurred to me that it's like many of the things that we do as professional actors have nothing to do with acting. It has to do with the crooked tongue. Oh, one of the takes that came out, it just went, and we had to cut because we were all cracking up. And um, yeah, I had a second tongue fitting because they wanted to figure out a way that it wouldn't come out, and there was no way to get it to stay in. And yeah, it just a bananas weird kind of a job. And I wondered if any of you have had jobs like that where you're like, this is professional acting, or some jobs where you feel like I didn't do anything. This is what I always say is the trap with the co-star roles, because there's a tendency to want to make some story happen, but sometimes for your character, it's Tuesday afternoon. There's nothing going on. There's no intrigue. There's no crazy event happening. It's just Tuesday afternoon, and there are no stakes and no objectives. Or you're lying dead on an operating table, and there's nothing to act. You're dead, or in a coma, or under sedation, or whatever. So it was a really funny job, and I thought, wow, they hired me and traveled me to location for this to deal with a fake tongue. Strange business. So much of it is not what we learn in acting class, and so much of it is not what you expect when you envision being a professional actor. And again, grateful for the job, but what a weird one. So have any of you had jobs where little or none of it had anything to do with what you think of as professional acting work? Or just odd stories? I enjoy them. Like I said, today is just for fun. I don't really, I'm not teaching you anything. I just had to share amongst our little tribe some of the ridiculousness in a professional acting job. That's it. I will see you next week, and I'll have something more substantial to share with you, but this was too good not to talk about. All right, talk to you later. Bye.